anime, I kind of want to get Full Dive out of the way.
All right, Full Dive. This episode's called A Fairy's Power. Yeah.
Yeah, more like a fairy's bullshit.
Pretty much. Yeah, 6 episodes.
So with this episode, Hero's still going through his training. It's coming to the end of it.
Going through hell.
Yeah, it's basically hell, but we're kind of getting towards the end of his training.
Raina's just at the point where she's just fucking with him.
She did fuck with him. She thought counseling would help. That didn't solve anything. She thought
going to church
would help. That didn't do shit.
At this point, I fully believe she's using him as a guinea pig.
Well, would you? You've been playing the game for years, and then it's like all of a sudden you get this newcomer.
You've been hiding behind a fairy account just so you can't be seen. Like, yeah, you're a guinea pig.
Yeah.
How does that even work for her position? Like, how do you just be a fairy for this kind of game?
She already explained that. It was like early on, because she works at a store selling the game, she got the fairy outfit for free. It's only for people who are like video game store salesmen.
I didn't catch that. It was the boobas memorized.
Yeah.
So we're in a situation where Hero he's just trying to figure out like how can he improve himself or how can he make things better. But at the end of the day, he can't. Like
That's probably just not.
He just sucks. We're just gonna put it that way.
As much as he doesn't want to hear it, like since the game is all about being realistic, and since the only thing he's good at is running because he's a runner, I mean, he doesn't really have any other good.
Don't forget peeing his pants.
Besides that, he's good at running, but he doesn't have really any other qualities to his name, so he's just gonna suck in the game regardless. So the fairy thought it was a good idea
to
play a little game.
We're just gonna say sabotage because that's basically what she did.
Yeah.
Not just sabotage. She ruined the lives of these NPCs.
Yeah, she did. She full out went demonic.
So the first target was the big bully Granada, who's been on his ass since day one, and she made it look like his boots were gone, and Granada kept making everyone look for his boots, but like they were gone, but they were found in the sewers, so they were ruined. He lost the sword. She put the sword in a crapper, and it was full of shit. So it's basically like disrespecting a guy if you do that to somebody's sword.
In my opinion, I feel like she put it in the wrong way. She put the handle in first instead of like the blade part.
Probably, but
either way,
still
it was like really disrespectful.
Yeah, either way, it still was messed up. But I'm like, nah, put the handle in. He's got to touch that part.
Oh, but that wasn't the worst part. That wasn't even the worst part. The worst part is that she made him look. She made him look like as a panty thief because the nurse.
Pervert.
The nurse of the training regiment says she lost her panties, and so she planted her panties on his locker, and so all fingers were at him, and then everyone just lost.
What's next happened to himself? He just started insulting her. Like, why would he take it?
Yes. And
then he didn't help his situation on that.
Yeah.
So everyone turned his back on him. He quit. Granada's gone. That's not where it ends. So Captain Tesla comes into the training regiment. And he gets a letter of it's a letter of
I want to say complaint.
Yeah, it was like a complaint. A complaint letter of how the training instructor has been treating the class and how horrible it was.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So yeah, it is true. The training instructor he's a douchebag, and even if that's the truth, like this was still like a fake letter because it was sent from another subordinate called Pilaf, the one who was with Granada. So he was signed on his name, so he could also look like he was framed. So even though things were going good for Hero, this was going overboard. Even he admits himself to Rayona. It's like, goddamn bitch, this is way too much.
Yeah, he was just like, yeah, you went a little too far on that one.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was funny though.
It was.
I just kept laughing at every situation.
Yeah, and then
the one that hit hard though was Kathy protecting herself, which I get though. In that situation, I would get trying to protect yourself, but like, goddamn, that hurt. That hurt hard.
yeah.
To her supposed hero. God, that time frame.
But she did come in clutch at the end.
Yes, she did. She came in clutch and actually protested against the instructor that he was at the end. He was still bad and he was kicked off the training regimen.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like if we remember last week, it was like, bro, he's clearly getting beaten. Even at the beginning, he was clearly getting beaten, and you're just like, oh, whatever.
Walk it off.
Like,
quit being a bitch.
And so we end with Rayona apparently has a secret to explain to him why she has gone through these lengths to help Hero finish this game.
Yeah.
She has a secret agenda of why she wants somebody like him to finish the game.
Yeah.
To be explained.
But like, we gotta remember, if
honestly,
he dies,
I'm expecting some kind of like tease, like jokingly, JK.
More than likely.
All this time that we've been knowing her, I'm not expecting her to be serious. I'm actually expecting her to just be like, haha, JK, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm expecting that, to be honest, because this entire time, that's all she's been doing. She hasn't been 100% serious.
She hasn't been 100% helpful.
Yeah.
I feel like the only thing she did was like she punched out what's her name's eyes when she came after Hero, the fruit slicer.
Yeah, that was really about it.
Yeah.
Alicia? Yeah.
Yeah, Alicia.
Yeah. That was like, that's all she really did, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
What we got?
That's pretty much it for that episode. Odd Taxi. This episode called The Hero's Melanaki. Hope the guy said that right.
What?
I typed it in just like how it was in. Yeah, how the fuck?
Melanaki? I don't know.
Let me see.
Like, go see it.
Melancholy.
Speak English.
It's exactly English. So this is kind of spicy, a little spicy. This is basically a scenario. So Otokawa finally figures out that his friend, the monkey, Shinikawa, Shinikawa. He finally figured out how he's going to rescue him. So he picks up Dobu, who his crime partner, pretend crime partner, to go and save him. And so while he's trying to do, basically he picks him up and they're still trying to discuss how they can do this as smooth as possible. Skull Mask starts chasing them down into pursuit because of that damn dodo bird. Wants to fucking live. Chasing down the streets, fucking almost succeeded, but then Otokawa was able to freaking maneuver 360 and freaking Skull Mask crashes, so that's the last we see him for now.
Yep.
So we get to the port. Where Shinikawa is, so trying to figure out a plan to get him. Honestly, I don't even think there was a plan. All what happened was they both go in, they open the door, and Dobu and the fucking polar bear. Did anyone catch his name?
I think it was said once, but I really don't remember it.
So yeah, Dobu and the polar bear, they just start hashing it out at each other, and then Otokawa is just walking around trying to look for him. I wouldn't really call it a plan, but hey, it worked out. So yeah, while Dobu and polar bear having the mash pit outside, Otokawa finds him, gets him out, and he just drives him home. Oh, I see ya, bitch. I'm out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before that, Dobu's position was told by the YouTuber. We saw like a little bit of him with that.
Yeah, like we even before all of that, like we got a whole scene with him in a room with the
fan.
Yeah. Well, not really a fan. It was that cat girl that was
No, it was a fan.
It was a fan. She said
it was just a random fan.
One of his fans.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought she was one of the. I thought she was the cat girl. I don't know why then.
God.
But even then, he
get your furries right.
Too many to notice. But even when we got that whole thing, it was just one of those like, all right.
Yeah.
So while Odokawa was taking Shinakawa home, or trying to get help because he was injured bad, get him help and then get him home. Dobu finishes his fight with Polar Bear. Skull Mask comes back in and
just shoots him in the leg.
Shoots him, but I think he already left. As soon as he realized that Odokawa was in the area, he already left. So I guess he just wanted to do a warning shot just to see if it was him. He got him in the leg good, but as soon as he realized it wasn't Odokawa, he just moves. But that's when the YouTuber actually catch him in the act. And he's trying to be all shit. He's like, hey, I actually caught him, bitches, huh? You're here right here, huh? You can't say shit about me. And then he got bitch slapped.
Mm-hmm. Seriously, hard.
Honestly, it was a little awkward because even though Dobu is like a crime handler, he was giving him like actual like life advice and shit. So I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah, I would figure he would have like done something to him because he's been kind of calling him out on social media.
I mean, he took his car and money.
And then he threw his phone in the
for compensation
water.
for putting him through all that trouble.
Yeah, but like honestly, that's let off easy.
Yeah, but you know, getting to live and being basically shamed is a lot worse than.
Yeah. It's just still weird. Like it was still weird though. Like coming from him, like giving him actual life advice. You know, the reason you're in the situation is because you're an attention whore and you need help.
Yeah, like he even said it. So.
Yeah.
You need to learn to approve yourself and nobody else. Go find yourself a mentor.
Yeah.
All that shit.
Either find a mentor or find like actual friends to be with and actually socialize instead of just being around on YouTube kind of thing.
And so he forced him. The YouTuber gave him to live. He gave him his car, money, apartment that he was in. For compensated, and Dobu made him end his little charade about him being a hero.
Yeah.
And then that. And then his channel and everything. So yeah, that's out of the way.
Yeah, because when it ends, we basically see him throw the phone in the water. He was like, yeah, you're done with this. Okay, fair. So.
The box of doom.
So we end this with Gorigi trying to visit up Odokawa's home and starting to get some answers from the landlord of that Odokawa's living in.
Yep. He was an orphan, basically.
Yeah, he's been living there since
5th grade.
Yeah. Living there since 5th grade. And the truth bomb came in. Both parents are dead, even though Odokawa doesn't accept that. So we're trying to get to the truth of this, of his condition.
Yep.
And we move on. Why are we quiet? Let's go.
Well, I was coughing. You guys could have moved on.
Well, he's fucking distracted over there
trying to calm down the dude.
Fortunately, the dude is over here and try to make sure she doesn't unplug anything.
Yeah, that's true.
What we got?
We can say that for me and Lino. Back arrow?
Back arrow. Oh, man.
Oh, my God, the cheese.
This episode is called But What Do I Live For?
What do I live for? So, Chu comes back. Well, technically, he never left. Here's the funny thing. So, yes,
His conviction left.
Yes. His conscience. So, here's the whole scenario. So, we're last left with Arrow and Kai fighting. Kai was about to win. And Shu comes in all of a sudden like a fucking titan, like about their size, and he just fixes him.
Aaron just comes in. Titans!
He just snaps. All right, you're fixed. You will no longer do harm.
Which is kind of messed up in a way because of after all the stuff that we've been through.
So the explanation of how she was alive is that
cheat codes.
Yes, he never died in the first place. Why he was so big, and because he died is because that was his bright height all along, like his own.
For the last 3 days.
Yes, with conscience. So he's been inside the Granada ship Grenade ship the entire time, all the time.
It was
only,
like one of those like
only,
stasis pods.
only bit the admiral knew. And so yeah, so the reason why his bright height is just like not a mech and mostly just himself is because of the way he is. Shu is the type of person that it's all about knowledge and not violence. So when he has a bright height, it's just his normal self, his conscience.
Yeah.
Which I think is smart. I like that. Not everyone has to be the fucking same.
No, and it made a good little extra deal to it, and it was like a nice touch.
Yeah.
So the reason why he's back is because he was able to infiltrate the God's realm and actually learn the truth about the world. And oh man,
which is kind of weird because like in the kind of like the short amount of time that he was doing it,
he mapped out all the worlds.
Yeah, he mapped out practically the entire tree as they basically.
I like to go to World Tree because that's what. Well, when you scoped it out, it looked like a snowflake.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like, but to me, I was like the World Tree. You know, you got all these branches, and then each branch contains a world, and then all in the middle, you got the God realm.
Yeah, it's basically why I said tree because it branches out like a tree from the top end. So it's one of those things where it's kind of weird within that short amount of time he was able to map out the entire thing.
So yes, Shuby got.
Oh, you also forgot he erased Arrow's how do you say it, data of him being a destroyer.
Yeah, like I said, like he shows up and he just fixes him.
Yeah.
Well, you're fixed.
Yeah.
I think Shuby is like as close to God as it can be at this point. This guy's a stupid.
I honestly I think at this point Shu is God for this anime in particular because at this point I don't even think you can outsmart the guy.
Nah, that's almost impossible. So yeah, so she was back. He never died, and this is where we get into an explanation of how the world truly is and how it is connected.
Along with the pretty boys.
Yeah.
They were. Why were they there again? Oh yeah, the whole. Okay, so the Rekka territory, Rekka country, they want to take Arrow because
of all
they
stuff
feel
happened.
he was responsible for their Emperor's death. Because at the end of the day, it was Arrow and Swordmore that killed Emperor, so they blame him. They want to take him in. Pretty boys are like, nah, you're in our territory, so if you do this shit here,
none of that bullshit here, boy.
If you do this in our territory, we'll fight. This is aggression.
You'll fight our beauty.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But honestly, at that point, it's the fight. We got the whole briefing at that point, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything settled down. Everyone met up in the Grenade Dreadnought, and then we got a little rundown of the whole thing.
Yep.
But the fight between Arrow and Kai was good.
Yeah.
It was definitely something that was needed for Arrow.
Both have turned into gods, essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, Arrow. We had this fight. Arrow needed a good kick to the pants. You snap out of it, stop being so gloomy all the time, and get yourself back to normal.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
And apparently Elisha wants Arrow, but the Queen's being a thought.
They both want it. It's not so much one or the other. They both.
It's the time-old battle of the thoughts.
Battle of the thoughts.
Basically, like we can't really go anywhere else with it.
We'll just have to see who dies. Fight to the death for the love.
God damn.
Am I wrong?
I can't remember the last time a love triangle somebody died, so I can't remember.
One day we will have that anime.
Oh, I'm sure there's been an anime.
I'm sure it's already out there. We're just fucking stupid or we haven't seen it.
Yeah.
The only one I can remember about a love triangle and then one of them dies, it's the one.
You can do it.
Well, I don't know if I know the fucking anime's name, but it's. Do you remember the twins? Like one is like a redhead, one blue haired.
Oh,
and then the whole meme about one of them dying.
I know what you're talking about. It's Re:Zero, I think.
Re:Zero?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And I'm just going out of context. Like I don't really know how the anime is about that one, so I'm just going out of context.
You're right. All Might's going to smash the destroyer.
I just thought it was funny. I saw that comment. I was just like, eh.
Here, if you want. Fuck off, Cody. I don't want to touch it, but because that was hell setting up.
It was.
Yeah, that's good on back arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at this point it's setting up the plan and everything.
Getting ready for the Battle of the Gods.
Yeah, we're fight gods. And that's why this episode is called Gods Among Us. We're fucking up gods.
Take that, you Hawkeyes. And next, or...
We could do Megalobox real quick just to get it out of the way.
Alright. I know I said I have the titles, but no.
With this one, it's almost, I don't want to say Spanish.
I feel like that would be kind of fucked up for us.
Yeah, if you don't have me read it, man, what is it?
Then here, I can pull it up real quick. I actually had...
We'll pull it up and we'll talk about it at the same time.
It's kind of Spanish. You fucking me up, boy?
Hold on, I already had Funny Nation pulled up.
Okay, good. But, essentially this is like continuing on the I don't have the full name because they abbreviate the shit out of it. The BES, the chip, the one at the bottom. The chip inside Mac's head. Like, God, I forget her name. The main girl's company's brother.
Yeah.
All these in Spanish?
Yeah.
Oh,
Only season 2's been doing this.
Why is that?
I have no idea.
I think it's where it's actually technically located at. Because his name is Nomad in this one.
Yeah.
Una sola mano no basta para vivir, pero aún así la forma de vivir prevalece. Basically, it says like one man is not just about living in it's about but another form of perseverance, basically.
God, that's long.
Hey, man.
Fuck.
So basically, like Weekly said, this one they're kind of hitting more on the whole chit thing.
Actually, let me see some of those starters. That's crazy. I did not know they've all been Spanish. That's crazy.
Yeah, only season 2's been Spanish.
What the hell? I'm kind of curious now.
So she's like really on the offense about the whole chip thing because like even she said the company can't take another hit.
After the whole Yuri thing from the first season.
Yeah, so it, like she's even wanting like full copies of all the numbers, everything that's going on and things like that.
Yeah.
We kind of get to see a little bit more about Mac on this one too.
Not a whole lot, but
not a whole lot, but at least enough to know that he's concerned because he's even like there's points where I can't sleep ever since the champion match. He's conflicted about it because this wasn't even his original plan. He just wanted his son to see him box in the ring again.
Yeah.
So he's having like major conflict on himself.
He's talking about quitting until I don't remember the company dude's name. Talked him into like let's keep fighting.
Yeah, let's keep fighting, but we're gonna keep more of an eye out on everything, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then Joe's doing his thing. He checked on Lou.
He's still rebuilding Team Nowhere, and Yui woke up from his serious injuries that they said he probably can't box anymore.
I think it's going to be one of those, like, it's probably best if you don't, but we can't stop you at the end.
God damn, they're long.
Yeah.
Yeah. We might have to have you doing that for a while.
God, I didn't think they'd be so long, though. What the fuck? Is there like, something Latino about the show that...
I assume Joe is Latino.
It's either Joe or it's actually...
Joe.
His full name. Or is it just Joe?
It's just
They've
Joe.
never said it. It's always just been Joe or Joe.
He went by Scrap Dog until he got his legal name when he stopped being illegal. And his legal name is just Joe.
That's all we know.
Is he like Latino or is he white?
Yeah, I can pull a picture of him for you.
What is the setting or place?
It looks like...
a wasteland kind of...
It looks like a wasteland in Mexico because it's mostly desert.
You remember in Cyberpunk the nomads, the people Panham was with? Joe was a part of a group like that they're all just illegals. and he was fighting to get into the city because he had to be legal to box in the city.
Okay, I can see where that's going. Okay.
I think this anime is supposed to be Latino, but it has a little bit of a Japanese style to it. Because in this one, it starts out as Joe being called Nomad. Because he doesn't want anyone knowing that he is Heroes Joe. Especially since he's so... I guess because he doesn't want anyone knowing that he was that he is the champion and that he is Joe.
Yeah.
Because after he lost, he's just like.
Yeah, I get it. Continue. I just curious.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
So Mac is going through his whole thing. He's staying fighting, but now Joe was talking to Louis. Louis is, the way his doctor's deal went, he can't fight at the moment. Like, they basically are telling him that because of his injuries, it's probably best that he never fights again.
Yeah.
So, because Joe and him became good friends, he's like, jokingly, we got to put our match on hold now, this, that, and the other. There was a giant hurricane or storm coming in.
Yeah, and more of the orphan kids came together. Joe's getting his kids back.
All but one.
Sachi. I feel like he's going to be last, honestly.
I feel like if Joe... So, before we get into the ending, because this is going to kind of go into the ending, I feel like after Joe does his fight, I think he might come back.
Yeah.
Finally.
I do feel like Joe and Sachi is going to fight at some point.
Yeah. So, basically, after everyone kind of comes back to help out Joe to kind of save the gym, we get a newspaper ad, because we kind of got a life story of everybody. We get a newspaper ad showing Joe and Mac as the next possible fight that everyone wants to see.
We don't know if it was ever accepted, because I think it's just Mac challenging Joe.
Like I said, possible.
Yeah.
Possible match. That it might happen, it might not. We would kind of have to wait to see what happens. We were on episode 9 this week.
Yep.
So, if it's 12 episodes, we're coming to the end.
Season. I think first season was like 12 or 13.
I'm double checking real quick.
Yeah. But it is getting pretty close to the end, because
13.
Yeah, as much as I like this anime, I still hate that they skim through like most of the fights with Joe.
Yeah, well, I really want to see...
Well, I think knowing that, it just comes down to how important were those fights.
They weren't.
Were they kind of like pitiful fights that really need to be watched, or...
So, a couple...
Were they like kind of the fights, like just going through the rounds until we get to like the finals?
Some of the fights that they shown in the first season wasn't really too extreme. A couple of them were, but others was just like, here, I'm Joe, I'm gearless, here we go.
Yeah. I honestly, when we were seeing the Chief fight, I was really wanted to see more of that tournament because it was such an important part.
Yeah, because he wanted to get into the next Megalo boxing tournament.
Yeah, but he was also wanting to make enough money to keep
the village there and make everybody legal.
So I wanted to see that fight in this one, but I think if Joe and Mac fight, I think Joe would fight
Sachi.
I almost said Sanji. Sachi before that.
Sachi's not even competing in Megalo boxing.
Well, I almost said a whole nother name.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just one of those things where we'll kind of have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because it's starting to get good and it's definitely starting to pick up. So.
Finally, I still feel like they wasted too much time on the whole travel thing, but that's another discussion.
Should we get combatants out of the way?
Sure. This episode's called Carnivorous Female Chimera.
Mm-hmm. This episode is just so funny.
I don't want to say filler, but it was a funny one.
It was a filler, but it was a funny one. It didn't really get away from the story. or like the main point of everything that's going on, it was definitely funny.
So yeah, this was the mission where they were sent out to the desert territory to find water nuts that, even though they're very small, they're just like jam packed with water.
And they had to get it before the Sand King finds out.
Yeah. So they tried to go at night, but things didn't go swell. So they did find like this little like area where like they look like trees. They just picking up the water nuts. But then they came to the realization that that's the Sand King's back. so as soon as earthquakes start happening, they're like, all right, we're in the Jeep. They start driving, and then the Sand King was like a gigantic badger mole. Appears, and yeah, that was the water nuts of the water nut is like it's just his back. So it's a part of him.
Mm-hmm.
So they get chased down. They lose all the water nuts. The Jeep gets destroyed. So now they end up walking.
And we see their week-long journey.
Yes.
While Six was narrating most of it. I like that. It's just most of it just narrating.
Yeah.
It was funny. We're not going to go into too much detail because of, I guess,
of a specific person.
Starting enjoying Six's perviness.
Yeah. It's just, we can't go into too much detail because of Facebook and YouTube reasons.
Yeah, we'd be shut down for discussing this part of the episode. Even though I feel like we discussed worse, but we know better.
We know our limits. With this one, it got really bad, especially the last one.
It's basically one of those common
one's talking about food, one's talking about this, but it was the way the conversation went, it almost went perfect together.
By the time they got to day 7 on just walking, everyone is like almost no food, no water, tired of shit. Things start happening.
Yeah. There's some false ideals around.
There's some false ideals going around. Six has his idea of what's happening with Rose, and then Rose has another idea of what's going on. And they're not the same.
No, it's not.
The conversation's equal at the same, but different results.
That was probably the best part. I'm sorry. It was great.
Nah, the best part was Elise trying to get her head around this and just like that face, that blank face. Just what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah.
But they basically make it back, and mission failed again.
Yeah, now they're being told to go steal a weapon from the demon army. That before they do.
Yeah.
See, the Six and Alice, they're gonna try to steal this weapon so they can destroy Sand King to get the water nuts.
Yep.
Because they're trying to prepare for war from the next kingdom.
Yep.
So yes.
Next. Or you guys got something else bad?
No.
Honestly, we could go straight to Baruto.
Okay.
Because this one was mostly
training.
Well, training and
this is more of a Kurama rundown of Naruto's life.
But before we start on Boruto, this episode is called Empty Tears.
Yeah, so as we remember last week, it ended with Ninetales popping out and talking to
no potty break for you.
Yeah, basically saying no, you can't leave as Naruto's asleep. You're stuck in the room, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, you're under my watch while he's asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we kind of got that whole, how ironic is it that I'm being asked to babysit? He's like, this is so beneath me, this is ironic that I'm being asked to do this now.
Yep.
Basically, Kawaki gets a full rundown of Naruto's life a little better. And how much of similarities they both have right now from looking at both their history right now. How Naruto started, how Naruto has become the person who he is, and now Kawaki is starting to look at himself, same situation.
And he does the one tear of emotion.
Yeah, we actually get to see a tear. But like, it was kind of cool to see all this because he's like, oh, you've always had it easy, you know, everything's always came to you, and it's just like, no.
Kuruma's like, nah,
no, dude,
that's not how things do.
From birth, when both parents died, to now, he's never had help. Besides when he fought with his friends, even then it was like very rare, and it's just like even from that point, he's always been by himself doing everything. So he almost kind of made it like, you know, it almost sounds like my life. I've been fighting from this point that I got sold. So
Yep.
he has a little bit more of an understanding of the way Naruto is, and then we get more training, which was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, Kawaki already seems to have a good handle of his chakra control.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of natural to him. Even though he's never done any of this training, it seems so natural to him.
Yeah.
Even Naruto's like, God, he's already got it down. I sucked and it took me a while.
Fuck, bro.
You damn kid generation getting shit done.
Well, even Baruto was like,
It was easy for me. Hey, shut up, you little turd.
He basically said you suck straight to his face.
Of course, it was easy for you. Look where you came from, fucker. As soon as you're born, training begins now. Oh, sad birthday.
Yeah, and then basically the ending. Before we get to the actual ending, Baruto wants to actually train with Mitsuki a little bit more, and we kind of get that whole touching moment.
Apparently, Boruto acknowledged Kawaki as his brother.
Get stronger, brother.
Together, we will defeat evil with karma.
Yeah, so basically, Baruto's plans using the karma against the organization.
Sarada getting closer to mastering Chidori.
Yeah, and then we end that with her.
That's scary when you really think about it, because not only does she have the monster strength of Sakura, and then you add Chidori to that.
Just combine that together.
That's why it's scary. I'm like, she's gonna be a badass female.
And she is. Like, Sakura was never good at fighting, but that punch is scary.
I mean, yeah, she combining her monster strength from her, and then now she has Chidori, and no, her Sharingan is gonna get better. I mean, she's gonna be scary.
I'm scared, mommy. Any guy that dates her in the future of this anime, I pray for him. I really do. Like, that's just gonna be some scary shit.
Yeah.
What else we got?
We got still quite a few.